Mainly, we want the hangar because we want to keep that on schedule for bidding again. So Chuck, why don't you walk us through that as long as you're...
Sure. Basically what we're looking at is rebidding the project. As you may recall, we actually bid this project last summer and the price for the hangar came in very high. So we rejected all bids and decided to rebid in the winter. And so basically what we're planning to do is move forward with rebidding this project. So it's a 10-unit T hangar. You can see the layout and some of the plans are included. Anyways, basically it's very similar to the newest T hangar out there right now. One thing we did do is we bid an option to heat the bays, and we'd plan to do that again as well, I'm assuming, Ron. The thought was to keep it pretty much exactly how we bid it last time, just rebid it. So, like I said, it's a 10-unit T hangar, same size as the existing one, with an option to heat all the bays. And you can see the location of it on page 6 of your packet. It's located to the north. I saw that last time, yeah. Located to the north of the existing hangars.
So how does that go out? Does that just go out to several different places to bid on then?
Basically, we advertise in the paper and we also post it online it's called Quest CDN, where contractors get notification of it. So it goes out to all over the place. So
How much over did it come in at last year?
if I remember right, it was about,
Like 100,000.
yeah, just under 100,000.
And the trouble is last year, didn't we have one bidder?
We had 2 bids.
2 bids.
2 bids.
Yeah, that's horrible. I mean, we should have minimum of 5 or 6, 7.
Why do we, any idea on why we only got 2 bids or?
Was Pulsifer Construction one, John Pulsifer? Because he does a lot of metal buildings out of New London. That's all he does is metal
Who
buildings.
was it last year? Voss and...
Voss and Breitbach.
Breitbach.
And see, we bid them as, we do this, we bid it, we accept bid, or we have bids for the site improvements, and we have bids for the building, and then the alternate for the heat. The site improvements came in very well. The building came in way,
Outrageous.
I mean, we had bid similar type buildings a month earlier that were substantially less.
I suppose at the end of the year, I don't need it. Why would I bid it?
Yeah, I think there was,
Unless I'm gonna make a ton of
contractors are
money.
pretty busy, so that's what our hope was, to bid
That's
it
what
this
I'm
time of
thinking
year.
it was, is that the contractors were just so busy. They said if we're gonna take it,
We're gonna take it, we're gonna make a ton.
So what would be our timeline with bidding it right now?
Basically, the plan would be is to get authorization from the commission tonight, bring it to council on February 11th, which allows us to advertise for bids on February 20th. Then we'd open bids on the 13th of March.
To start construction when, still in the fall?
It'd probably still be the fall because of the grant timing. That's all dictated by the FAA and the state. So they typically write those grants at a certain time, and then you wait until you get your grant agreement. So basically, after we open bids, we would probably do a contingent award, contingent upon when we get the grant agreement from the FAA. So,
you don't think this is bidding it too early before we can actually start? The contractors might...
no, I don't. I think it's, at least it allows them to get it in their
Right, in their
plans.
program.
Yeah.
Get it in their budget or their schedule.
They know that, you're right, if it's in their schedule at this time, this is when
Mhm.
this is gonna go.
Yeah. Lock down the work before it's,
Yep.
I suppose they charge us, I suppose they charge more to build during the winter because of the heat and all that stuff.
Yeah, basically the way it was set up, it's similar to the last time. They came in the fall and did all the site work, got the concrete work all done. And it basically allowed them to build the building over winter. And, they sort of like that type of work, to get, they're not gonna be working on days like tomorrow
Right.
and Wednesday, but. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the timing of the grants. Is, they don't rate the grants until, it's usually in that August timeframe.
Right.
It'd be sort of nice if they'd write them in like May.
right?
April.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but even, you still could get the concrete though done, the dirt work on the concrete.
Right, if they can get that in the ground
Then
before.
before the ground freezes and stuff, get the footings in, they're still good to go in
Yep.
the winter for metal,
Right,
or even for wood.
Because basically these come as a big, like a erector set, don't they?
they do.
So they're already pre-built, huh? I'd
They're
imagine.
not really pre-built. I mean, there's variations,
Yeah,
but, you know, when they come, they'll come all, you know, every, you know, not, you know, it's hard to explain, but they have their standard sizes of buildings, but, you know, like we have overhangs on this one, so there are variations between them.
Too bad we couldn't have done the dirt work with the bids that came in last year at that price, and then, you know, because now if it goes up this year,
Right.
I suppose the FAA doesn't go for that. 'Cause it's an all package deal.
Yeah, it would have had to been rebid, you know, it would have to be packaged that you can do that. You know, and then you're having one contractor do the footings for a building, and then the other guy's building it, so you can get into some issues there too, if there ever was an issue, whose fault is it?
yeah, that's true.
Any other questions on it? Otherwise, we will take that to the council on the 11th and proceed with it.
Yeah, I say move.
Okay,
I do too, why not?
all right. All right.
We don't want our airport to end up like Silver Bay.
What happened up there?
Oh, Silver Bay is gonna be spending a lot of money paying back the FAA. They, Midnight went in this summer and shut down the airport because the city doesn't wanna maintain it anymore, so now they might have to pay back a bunch of grant money.
Ooh. That's a painful lesson.
Well, and I used to be a cop in Silver Bay part-time, and the city administrator's like, I don't care, I'd rather build a Walmart out there. And it's like, you're out in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, if you have, do you have Facebook?
I don't.
No, they have the Save the Silver Bay Airport, and MnDOT came up with like 100-page study,
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
and it's like, I wanna say it was in the millions of dollars they didn't pay back. Cause they were getting all this money, and then they were
Right, they were
spending it
spending on the airport.
Yeah. So I mean, there's gaps like this. You take your squad car down the runway every night to do your runway checks, and it'd be,
Ouch,
they gave a 1-day waiver for pilots to get their planes in.
no way.
Was that bad?
It was that bad. Because they put in a brand new fuel farm.
So how does that happen? I mean, how do you take money from the grant from this and not, and then expect not to? I mean, I don't understand, though, I get the grant money thing, but I don't understand how you, usually there's accounts and balances of some sort by somebody, isn't there?
Right.
Oh. Interesting. Because you get up that way, there's no airports really. I think when you pass Duluth,
And then you have 2 harbors, and the next one's Grand Marais.
yeah, there can't be much there.
It's actually quite a ways between Two Harbors and Grand Marais.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's 100 miles.
Yeah.
So yeah, because right now, $760,000 in free government grants that the feds and state would want back, and they're looking at getting fined $10,000 a day by the FAA for having the airport closed because it's one of those essential.
Air essential route things or air.
Yeah, but it's not for passenger
not for
traffic.
passenger.
It's like just it's like a safe harbor airport.
How many pilots do they have, or how many airplanes?
I don't think they had very many because I know the police department. I think we had 2 hangars out there that we used for our forfeited vehicles.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it would cost here to have to pay them back. Day for a meeting or get everybody here again?
I would say try to get everyone here
Yeah.
because I mean, basically the only hiccup that we have right now is food, right? Because the Lions said they don't want to touch it.
Right.
I knew that was gonna happen. Cause after we left the last, not this one, did you have one a couple days ago, the 24th? Oh, it was one of the, I talked to one of the Lion members there and they're not happening, so.
Any idea who to contact or?
I don't know what it costs for them dad's pancakes or dad's waffles. I don't know what it costs to get them guys in. I have no idea. If there's a minimum on that or how that all works either.
Yeah, because it's so iffy. Because how many people are we gonna have?
Yeah, you just don't know.
I mean, that's like I was, when I worked on the paperwork for the military. Attendance projected prior events. It's like,
Could be 50, could be 250.
yeah.
That's the bad part. Pretty weather dependent.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know I talked to the Diane Cadet over at the chamber.
Yep.
She said this year wouldn't work to have like the combined event like what we talked about 2020. She said she would love to do the craft thing, car thing, airport thing all at once, all out there.
Yeah, by all means, if we can make that work.
Well, I don't know, do we call another meeting? Do we call a special meeting in February?
I would think so.
I'd say, yeah.
I'll throw an email out to everybody and throw some dates on there.
Because I'm willing
You
to
got
help, but
your-
like March 11th is, I leave for 3 months.
So then we better get it.
For training.
Again?
Yeah, I leave for canine training.
Oh, I thought, okay, I was thinking to do that in January.
No, we leave, I just got the dog 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So we leave March 11th.
Wow. I'm kind of hosed a little bit. I mean, I'm good until February 10, and then after that, I really don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I get next week.
I mean, if it's a day of class in Buffalo, I'll be coming home, so I mean, that won't be that big of a deal. If it's in Brooklyn Park, I'm staying in my hotel room.
You don't know what your schedule is?
Not yet. No, I just went to a new airplane, so I'm stuck on a new training schedule.
What'd you go to now?
I went to a Latitude
What were you on?
10.
And what day do you leave? March 10th, you said?
March 11th.
March 11th.
Either March 11th or March 18th, he hasn't confirmed it, but we're planning on March 11th.
So sometime prior to that. And when will you know your schedule?
I really don't know how this works.
Okay.
I just got back. I got back, and yeah, so I don't know how this works. I gotta finish IOE, and after IOE, then I get a schedule. IOE, they just say, call when you gotta go in, or call every day, and it's a day on or day off. This is gonna suck. Brutal. I wish I had. It's good.
It's almost being like reserves at an airline.
Yeah, it pretty much is until your IOE's done, and then they give you your schedule. Then you're good to go, and I go back to my 7-7.
Oh, so you guys do 7 on, 7 on?
We do. Yeah, we got a bunch of schedules, but that's what I usually do, so it's.
Well, if you've been there 17 years, you can fit it pretty decent.
Yeah, we have a 13-day schedule, or 13 days a month. I did that last fall. And when Garrett was playing football, I always did that. That was nice. We just go and do it for 7 days and then go out for 6 days. That was decent.
All right.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Well, thank you both for coming. Yeah, and or John or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I talked to, I think it was John. I ran into him at O'Neill's and Spicer one night. And we were talking. I suppose.
Well, all right.
We'll see him in the